We got ourselves team one together with ASAP Rocky, Calamity, Elgato, Fairlek, as well as Lazy Kitty. On team two, we had ourselves CB Zeus with Chariot on top, with iFox, as well as Lost Void B. Two Shadow Priest. It looks like a Beastmaster Hunter. This is going to be first up against the Shadow Priest. Big sustained damage versus Dots. A little bit of healing and maybe a pet build. Actually pet build versus pet build of a Necrolord Shadow Priest versus a Beastmaster Hunter. Just in general, gonna be big pets arriving. That's gonna be Shadow Fiend, Psy Fiend, Stone until Lost Void B. Looks like Psy Fiend is having a hard time targeting the Hunter, but looks like the pet, the extra mages, is trying to make some damage happen. Hopefully he's not hitting the pet's flesh cap. That's gonna be interrupted by Fairlek, but Fairlek's health is actually not looking that good either. Lost Void actually keeps charging on a big heal for Fairlek, trying to make the most damage happen. Stun by the Shadow Priest. Void Eruption is up. He's gonna need to go for a little bit of healing here. It's gonna be Fairlek surviving the horror effects, but his pets do get feared out. If Fairlek try to blast through the shadow, the shadow form, they disperse as best as they can and try to put it on ice, but doesn't have the PvP talent to make that frost trap reduce the healing that the enemy gets. I don't know what's going on with that Raptor, by the way. That T-Rex is just super fear, dude. He's just so horrified. I don't know what's going on. But it's going to be Fairlek taking a bit of damage. Siphon around the corner. Faint death for Fairlek. At least you're able to remove some of those dots. But a DP is on him. The dots have set in. Wait, Lost Void might be able to make it happen here. Trying to go for an execute. Fairlek might be down for the count. Stun onto the Shadow Priest. Fairlek trying to poke out, but looks like the dots have set in. Lost Void taking down a Beast Mastery Hunter. There it is, boys. Stun by Elgato off there. That's going to be Lost Void dropping down the mages, and hopefully the mages will do some freebie damage. If anything, Lost Void, as soon as you got the pets, that is quite a bit of damage. Does he have a Siphon? Stun into Elgato. Lost Void taking a lot of damage though, and it's going to be Lost Void, no disperse, and down he goes. Elgato just had the most bleeds rolling there. Who is up next over on the team two? Is it going to be Amin? Looks like potentially CB Zeus is up next, swapping out, not playing the Shavara build with Dark Shadows, I believe it's called. He's playing out the normal Felguard, which does help out on the survivability and CC chains. Actually, is only Felguard that provides a Soul Link too, or am I wrong on that one? That's going to be Elgato getting hit with the fear off of that stun. Going to be the Decimating Bolt coming out off of that Obelisk with a Tyrant rolling in. CB Zeus trying to make the most damage with those pets. It's going to be Elgato trying to bail out of them. More pets are attacking him as the Demon Dog is charging in. Big leap towards CB Zeus with a bash. The Tyrant not really attacking Elgato until now, and finally CB Zeus at least able to get himself a defensive. Letting the pets do a bit of work versus Elgato. Gonna horrify him out of the way. Holding on to that shield for now. Still, the Dark Pact shield is doing a really good job. Lots of imps available. Stun into Elgato. Maybe CB Zeus could go for big damage. Jumping down after Elgato, hitting him with a fear. Used to make sure he has a good line of sight of the Feral before he gets the most damage in. Try to see if I can walk Elgato out of the way. That's going to be the Fel Lord join the fight. Big Mortal Coil off of that stun, and some Shadow Bolts building up for CB Zeus. At least he's tanked up with that Fel Lord. That Fel Lord keeping him protected, and he's the big brother just camping out that corner. If Elgato gets too close to that guy, he's going to swing. Nope, looks like he disappeared right as he was about to go for a swing. Stun onto Elgato. CB Zeus is trying to give himself a little bit of survivability. Big shackle on the kitty. Actually, a lot of potential pressure. Cat trying to go for as much self-healing as possible. Potentially Fleshcraft is going to go for Fleshcraft. That Fleshcraft is immune to any kind of necrotics whatsoever. So CB Zeus had a lot of good pressure. Trying to land a fear onto Elgato. Going to be a Skull Bash. Has a wall. Has a Bark Skin. Has a Dark Pact. Bark Skin. For a Warlock. Trying to go for a Decimating Bolt is going to have to get some line of sight. Elgato so far has never gotten hit by Decimating Bolt while at low health. That's what CB Zeus needs. He needs to wait for Elgato to maybe get Kevin Slime out. DPS Kevin Slime, hit Kevin Slime with a Decimating Bolt because that'll amp up his damage of his Demon Bolts by a ton more. Got himself a Tyrant, potential lots of damage. Elgato is just line of sighting all those pets. Got himself plenty of healing. That Tyrant is a little confused. Finally gets at least one cast off maybe. And CBZ is under quite a lot of pressure. I don't know if he has the gateway available. I think he wants to go for a fear, but I don't know if he is able to. Skull Bash used by Elgato maybe a little early. CBZ actually got some CC, but does he have enough pressure here? Stun onto Elgato. Maybe he could make something work here. No more Flash Cup Shield. CBZ with no health at all. Elgato playing defensively. Could be good for CBZ, getting that drain life from a distance, at least recovering some form of health whatsoever. Potentially gives him enough time to maybe get a defensive up Fleshcraft. Elgato could potentially go uninterrupted. Doesn't go for it. That could be Dark Pact and Fleshcraft together. Massive shields for CBZs. Getting Decimated Bolt onto Elgato at half health. Wait, does Decimated Bolt could be actually, or Demon Bolts could actually be pretty big. These Demon Bolts could actually do a lot of damage. There's also going to be a stun onto Elgato, trying to burn those Demon Bolts in, getting back down to half a health. Big heal for Elgato either way. Looks like that was emergency healing activated. And that's going to be CBZs. Has a Dark Pact as a shield if he needs to. He does use it. Fellord could join the fight as well. Joining the fight, going to be locked down onto CBZ's, but the Fellord is in. Does Elgato stay? Is going to get knocked down a couple times. CBZ's bleeding out though. Walking away from the Felguard. Felguard still catches Elgato with a knockdown, but the bleeds catch up with the Warlock. Super unfortunate. And Amin is going to be up next as a Ventir Shadow Priest. Can he best Elgato? Does have the double port, trying to at least get some kind of a dot onto Elgato, but looks like the Feral gets himself a full reset. Man might have to go for a eyes or something as we hit in the 6-minute mark. That was a rough one between the Warlock and the Druid, dude. I honestly thought the Warlock could pull it off because he got him low, and then the Feral caught a bit of health. Then you got the Decimating Bolt, Demon Bolts got him back down to half, and it's just so close, dude. So clutch. Maybe Amin will be the Shadow Priest to battle the Feral. That is a full Flash Cut the Feral though, so it's going to be quite a tough one to beat. Full Void Eruption available for Amin. Try to go for Mind Games. Try to keep the Feral nearby. How did the Feral avoid every one of those Void Eruptions? Every one of them. They're just erupting in all directions. Amin just got super unlucky. Trying to go for Mind Games, trying to go for mobility. He is playing that Megalomania talent. So even if he's low on health, he's going to be dropped down, put back to a 30% or 40% health, whatever health he is at after this. So Lizard Zag getting interrupted on Shadow, really bad for him. Potentially maybe Disperse coming out. Does he go for Void Eruption? Still trying to get a Void Eruption off. Maybe Disperse might need to come out here either way. Does not get any kind of those Void Eruptions on the Feral. How does that even happen? Amin gets himself at least a Disperse to keep himself alive and healthy with Vampiric Embrace. That is just so rough. How did this man survive that? That is so clutch. Try to get some Shadowlands in. What kind of Ledger is he playing? I don't think he's playing a self-heal Lego. I could be wrong on that one though. Elgato trying to go for some damage. Going to be a quick stun by Amin. Did use Greater Fate for it though. So he's not going to have any more defenses out unless he has a fear. Elgato gets bleeds. That's going to be Mind Games with the Void Torn. At least some of the dots of Elgato is going to heal Amin. At least it's going to be that. At least he got some survivability off it with the Mind Games. That is huge. Dora Shadows. Elgato finds himself actually kind of low on health. Looks like going to be a silence from afar for Amin. Does he have another port? Looks like Elgato got that mobility, is going to keep running. As long as he gets some kind of a dot on him, VT is not the play. Maybe a Shadow or Pain would have been enough. The Feral leaps in, has an interrupt available, also has a wall. Amin needs to go for a big setup. Going to be big Void Eruption. Looks like Elgato just want to walk out of it completely. And Amin with a Mind Blast, Void Torn, just trying to make the most damage happen here. Elgato with a Barsk just walking out of there. I think Amin used Megalomania again here, so that's Surrender to Madness. So after Surrender to Madness is over, I believe he's going to be put at 30 or 40% health, which could be rough, especially against the Feral. Because if he's under, it's a nice boon. If it is over, that's basically nerfing yourself in a sense. At least able to get some dots on the Feral. Got the DPs rolling. PI is available. Fear onto Elgato with the Mind Games of Void Eruption. Does he get any of those horror effects? Finally gets some of those on the Feral. Maybe a second one connects. No, the Mind Games is on him though. VT is getting set up. Looks like it failed. I'm not really sure. Was it a line of sight? Did he cancel it? But it's at least still hovering at him. He's still walking at him with a PI. It looks like he's going to back up, get himself a little bit of healing. Flagellation. For some reason, I looked at Elgato and I read as flagellation. They could vent here, seeing the FL. G. I don't know why. Maim onto Amin. Disperse is available, so at least the priest is able to disperse his body into Shadow Cloud. Take less damage for a short moment. Silence on Elgato with a stun to follow. Does Amin have any burst whatsoever? Is going to go for a bit of absorb shield on himself at 39% dampening. Greater Fade trying to get himself a heal. Elgato has an interrupt if he wants to. Doesn't go for an interrupt at all. Looks like he's saving him for something else. Got the bleeds back up onto Amin. Big bite to follow. And that's going to be Void Eruption. One little bolt went out. He got so unlucky with those wood eruptions, dude. Super giga unlucky. Actually, the unluckiest shadow piece I've ever seen. Cherry tried to see if he could find Elgato out. Kidney shot going to be very, very DR'd. Extremely DR, but he's trying to make it happen here. Trinket by flagellation. Oh, flagellation. Now I got myself caught. Now I'm going to end up calling him flagellation. But that is the rogue ability flagellation getting used at least, so. Yeah, how do you get confused like this? I don't know. I don't know. My brain. My brain is literally just... My brain exists at this point just to try to remember all these WoW abilities that we have. Covenants did not help. There's so many extra abilities to remember on top of it. Conduits on top of it? Jesus. But it looks like Cherry Rogue didn't go one for the full burst with the Shadow Blades. But there was flagellation getting used, but the Pharaoh gets himself a re-stealth. At least he doesn't have to deal with Fleshcat for a bit. Unless Elgato goes in for just a ballsy bear form Fleshcat, which he could if he goes to the corner of the map. Cherry hanging out by the eye. Elgato bear form. Fleshcat. Cherry could stop it. Doesn't stop it. No. You have to be quick on the draw. You have to be watching out. As soon as you see him, Shadow Strike interrupt. No, make sure he doesn't have a big shield. Because now he has a Giga Shield. Barkskin is up, so not only do you have a Barkskin while you have a shield up, so that shield now takes less damage, so it lasts longer. I think Cherry was able to bust through that shield, though. Vanish coming out for the Rogue before any of the dots are up. And hopefully Cherry is extra careful with the Feral and the dots that he puts in, because if he's able to evasion any of those dots, then he'll be in a good spot. Looks like it's going to be a Swarm swapping from Cherry to the Feral. Picking up the eye, but unable to get the cat out of stealth. Elgato trying to build up some calm points, get the bleeds in, get a shot by the Rogue. Elgato has no answer for it. Does the Rogue have any big bursts? Has a one charge of Shadow Dance with flagellation to follow. Elgato might be in a maybe a winning spot, going for a full burst onto Cherry, but that was evasion, I think, in the last second. So Cherry avoiding a good portion of those big bleeds, get himself a self heal. And Elgato, if he gets sapped out in bear form, yep. He is sapped out of bear form. Trinket coming up very, very soon, so you could go into bear form within this kidney shot. So does Cherry go for cheap shots? Does he go for a kidney shot? Sap him out fully. Kidney shot. There's going to be a Barskin with a Trinket for Elgato with a Thorns as well. Cherry has a Cloak of Shadows. If he wants to use a Cloak, is getting used. Does he go for the CC Chains of Elgato? Trying to go for cheap shots in between. Maybe enough damage here. Trying to make whatever he can happen. No more defenses or offenses. Cherry does go for a Shadow Mill for a second. Does not open up with a Shadow Strike though. Does he catch a re-stealth? Looking for that reset and Smoke Bomb. Does he get one though? Does get one. Does he stay aggressive or does he get defensive? Looks like he's trying to maybe get defensive, and Elgato's in stealth with some healing over time rolling on him. Cherry at least catches himself a reset, maybe a sap on Elgato. Doesn't get a sap on him. Shadow step into him, but no saps. The Feral is still out in the cat form. Does he go for a kidney shot? He's still out in the open. Sap? Maybe he's waiting for him to get out of cat form completely. No more Trinket. Cherry, if you have anything available here, one set of dances, you could do it. I think you could probably do it. Big flagellation burst, kidney shot. Does he have the big go Barkskin that's going to slow down the burst a little bit? Trying to get the Shadow Strikes in with a cheap shot. Big cheap shots back to back. Thorns is up for the Feral Druid Cherry. Looks like they might have to look out for a bit of a reset. Vanish is available. Could potentially go for a sap onto Elgato. Elgato could go into bear form and Fleshcraft it. The Cherry isn't super far away, saps him, but isn't bear form, so it's not optimal. Cherry does have evasion coming to act very soon, so you could leverage evasion to stay aggressive while also dodging any damage or CC from Elgato. There's a potential here. Kidney shot with the flagellation. Might just be able to bust through the bear form. It's going to be friends of region. That is going to hold him back a little. Cheap shots to continue to CC chains. Cherry could go for evasion, just stay aggressive, waiting it out for a while. Elgato does get a bash on the Cherry Trinket. Fleshcap, you could be interrupted. It doesn't go for an interrupt. That's going to be a bit of a bear Fleshcap. So Cherry missed opportunity right here. Has evasion, so at least trying to deny any kind of dots from Elgato. Cheap shot again, super DR, Giga DR, Shadow Strike still flying. That is going to be Thorns. Could potentially interrupt something, missing that interrupt. Elgato's still super low. I think you just commit, and Cherry commits. Cherry does it. Cherry walking away after finding that Necrolord Feral Druid. The Rogue does figure out what to do. Yo, Cherry, dude, boys, you know what I was talking about earlier? Watching somebody improve, get better. You guys were like, hey, you know, how do you improve? Do you do any kind of like coaching? Should I get into coaching? Should I get some coaching or whatever, right? Yo, just by playing experience, you learn. he learned. He had to wait for a while. He had to figure it out. A couple of missed opportunities here and there. But you know what? He kept playing. I told him once, hey, probably it's a good idea to pop evasion before the druid goes in for damage. So look out for cooldowns. Sees cooldowns, pops evasion. Feral Blue's in, trying to get the bleeds in. Can't do it. The rogue is alive and healthy. But now this rogue has to go from one bear into the next, dude. This is literally Guardian Druid. Literally a Guardian Druid. Lazy though, chilling out in bear form, 62% dampening, so at least some of the fleshcraft isn't super giga buff. Cherry and iFog is the only one left on team 2. Maybe they can return and come back for their team. Team 1 still has Calamity as well as ASAP Rocky. It's really going to be down to Cherry. It's going to be a tough matchup versus Lazy Kitty, a really tough one. But I think he does have to leverage the fact that he has Flagellation Burst. I think that's what he needs to do. So he needs to find a way to get through the Fleshcraft Shield, find a way to get a trinket out of Lazy Kitty, and then punish him after getting a trinket out of him. But outside of that, I think you just have to get some damage in. Flagellation, the opener, Lazy Kitty with a Bark Skin immediately. Cherry not combining Shadow Blades into this one at all, so potentially missed opportunity, maybe saving Shadow Blades for later. Lazy Kitty with Thorns. Cherry with Evasion, trying to deny Lazy Kitty any kind of big bleeds. Lazy at least trying to build whatever comp points he can. Lazy Kitty finds himself out of form. More Shadow Strikes for Cherry. Lazy Kitty finds himself at about half his health, blind. Trinkets out of it. Cherry vanish out. Lazy Kitty trying to get himself whatever healing he can. Bear form, maybe Fleshcraft. Cherry, does he interrupted? He doesn't. He just waits it out. Oh, that might have been a missed opportunity. It might have been better just to come out and get an interrupt because look, Lazy Kitty finds you either way. Maim onto the rogue. Trinkets out of it, maybe a little bit. Smoke bomb. Almost had it, dude. Almost had it. I believe in Cherry, dude. I want to see Cherry joining these duels every single week and seeing that improvement little by little because the boy has it, dude. He could do it. I believe. Lazy over here attacking a Rapture. Potentially could just go for big damage and remove the Rapture out of the game. Totally could, actually. Might as well, right? Cook Maim on the pet. Might be able to take it out. Trap's getting thrown out. iFox might need to push in and just make sure his pet is as healthy as it can be. Healthy as a bull. Lazy still holding on to that Fleshcraft. If only the rogue interrupted that Fleshcraft, would have been in a good spot, dude. But hey, you know what? Incremental increases in performance, experience, all that stuff helps out. iFox trying to get some damage in. Stuns Lazy Kitty, no trinket available before they cat. Does he have Frenzy Region? Looks like Frenzy Region is getting used, but 76% dampening. Says otherwise, it's not going to give big value. And iFox taking him out. That's put enough pressure. The cat did not have a trinket. Calamity up next is going to get caught out. Cheap shot onto iFox with a freezing trap as he goes in for the big go. He got frozen in kind of a cool pose, actually. Not gonna lie. I think it's an ambush. Looks really good. Really, really cool. iFox in a camo, but the rogue gets him out. Getting shot into Calamity. I think Calamity is going for the big demo. It looks like he is going to go for big demo with Flagellation. iFox, I don't think he has an answer. Unless he turtle shells it. Another freezing trap. Just Calamity trinketed. Oh, look at that. Oh, he's Shadow Blades. No, he is Shadow Blades. I thought he was Assassin for some reason. But he is Shadow Blades rogue. I thought it was an Assassin rogue for some reason. But there it is. With Manning bandages. The girl, Cherry, she is a monster. Cherry is a monster, dude. Did really well for their first, like, big feral kill. And really didn't do bad for the second one at all. Shadow Blades up for Calamity. Has evasion, cheap shot into iFox. Flagellation takes him out. That is a tough one, dude. That is a tough one. These ferals are maniacs. These ferals are just monsters in the arena. Someone needs to clip their claws, dude. What is going on? These ferals, dude. The zoo is out.